I think it's time for us to redefine what it is to be a Christian. Well, hello everybody, I hope you are doing so very well. It is so good to talk to you today. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the video. And I just want to have this really quick thing because I think it would be very healthy for us to make a decision. And I don't know who's going to watch this video or whatever, but there's a scripture in the Old Testament where all of Israel, it seems like, it wasn't all, but many of Israel started following after this Baal idol, B-A-A-L. It was this idol. I really think it actually started down in Egypt and they made its way up this way, and it was a god of harvest. And so what they would do is it got around harvest time, it was an agrarian society, and as it got close to harvest time, they would sacrifice and worship this Baal god, hoping for good harvests. Well, that's not at all, what they were supposed to be doing. They're supposed to be serving the King of Kings, Lord of Lords, Yahweh, and they weren't doing that. And a guy named Elijah, prophet named Elijah, he came and he challenged these hundreds of prophets of Baal. I knew it until I turned it on. I think it was 450 prophets of Baal. If I'm wrong about that, then let me know down in the comments below. I knew it until I turned on the video, right? And he challenges them, and he says this. He says, let's offer a sacrifice. And whichever one's God answers by fire, that's God. And then he actually, later the story goes that when they did this sacrifice before Baal and they did all these things, and Elijah's actually being kind of salty and he's criticizing and nothing happens. And then he repairs the altar. He says, God, will you show them who's really God? And fire came down and it consumed the sacrifice and all that stuff. And then he ends up killing all the prophets of Baal. People forget that. And one of the things that he says is he says this in this whole surrounding story. He says, "Hear, O Israel, if God is God, follow him. If Baal be God, follow him. But how long are you going to be in between two opinions?" And here's the thing I feel like that is happening that would be so very helpful in the church world today. And that is, some of us need to decide if we're a Christ follower or not. Now, what do I mean by that? Is we love the idea of Jesus. We love the community of church. We love the music on Sunday morning. We love what sometimes pastors don't mean to, but we end up giving really good personal growth, messages on Sunday, and we like all that stuff. But what we don't like is we don't like being called out. We don't like standing for something that doesn't go with the cultural narrative. Things about the Bible has some very clear things to say about homosexuality, about abortion, about the overconsumption of substances, about the sanctity of life, about what marriage looks like, about a lot of different things that are supposed to be like the more woke you are, the less straight opinions you have. And we don't want to be found with these different things, and so we want what I think people would call Christianity light. Like we want all the good things about Jesus, but we don't want all the controversial things about Jesus. And what you got to understand about Jesus is in the time he was walking on the earth, Jesus was very controversial because he didn't just go along with the party line. He didn't just go along with what everybody else said. He spoke the truth. He didn't line up with a cultural reference. He didn't line up with a woke narrative or a non-woke narrative. He didn't line up with a political party. He lined up with where the truth was. And here's the thing. A Christian means a Christ follower. Actually, before they were called Christians, they were called the followers of the way. You know why they got the way? It's because Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. So they were followers of Jesus. And as a follower of Jesus, you have to do what Jesus did. You have to follow Jesus. And so this is something that I'm starting to be challenged in my own heart, and I want to challenge you as well, is let's take the term Christian, and maybe we keep it, I don't know, but maybe we should change what it means to be a Christ follower. And maybe a Christian could be someone who likes the tenets of faith, likes the idea of all the positive things that's in the Bible, likes the blessed are the poor, and blessed are the hurting, and we like all those things, and all that's fine. But maybe we need a new word for someone who follows Christ. Maybe just a Christ follower. Because here's the thing, some of us, we're not Christians. And I don't mean this, I think if you know me at all, I am not in any way trying to make you feel bad. I'm trying to help you and myself identify where we are. But here's the thing, a Christian, the true definition of a Christian, is someone who doesn't have an opinion, they have a Bible. They follow what Jesus said and taught. And you know what? Jesus had some things that he said and he taught in his word. You know what one of them was? One of them was, he said, don't sleep around, don't adultery. He said, you know what I tell you to do? Don't even entertain lustful thoughts. You know what that means? That means pornography is bad. That means that watching TV shows where they have sex and nudity in them, Jesus wouldn't approve of that. That means that some of the narratives of, hey, it's my body, it's my choice, with abortion, things like that. Jesus wouldn't have agreed with that. He wouldn't have. He wouldn't agree with that at all. What about some of the things about some of the other cancel culture sort of things that's going on? In John, when they were getting ready to stone a lady for committing adultery, she had done a bad thing. Jesus said, fine, he who is sinless, you go first. So do you think Jesus would have been about cancel culture? Not at all. I think he would have said, why don't we check our own closets first? So here's the thing I'm trying to say, is maybe we need a new word, but I just want to help you. Are you a Christ follower or not? Because if you're a Christ follower, then you don't go by what's on your social media feed. You go by this right here. And if you don't understand what's this right here, you say, I'm going to follow this and I will eventually understand. Because even if I don't understand, I understand that you are for me and not against me. So I don't know what the new phrase needs to be, but I think it's time for us to have that conversation and say, am I a Christ follower or not? And if I'm not following Christ, I need a new word, because there really is only one way, and it's Jesus' way if you're going to be a true Christian. I hope that helps you just to kind of clarify a little bit. I look forward to talking to you down in the comments below. Let's have some honest conversation about this.